All right, let's start with President Trump's tariffs. There are now more than 100 GOP members of the House that have signed a letter asking him not to push forward on this. But if he does go ahead and implement these tariffs, how much damage could it do to the Republican Party?
Impossible to say. It's not a populist issue. It's not going to get down to the folks for years if the tariffs are even imposed. I don't think President Trump's going to back down. He's not that kind of guy. He said that he's going to protect the American worker. I think he'll make deals. But, you know, the people who really follow this stuff, it's a divided situation. Some think that protections for steel and aluminum are needed, and some people say they're not. What we all know is that most nations in the world, perhaps all, get a much better deal from trade than the USA does. That's true. We all know that. And that's what Mr. Trump is trying to at least modify a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, conversely, we're hearing now there's new reports of U.S. Steel opening a new plant in Illinois, 500 new jobs. You would think that would calm the fears of some of these Republicans who are so concerned about the tariffs.
Look, I mean, I can't get into the minds of Republicans or Democrats or any of these people. I don't know why they're opposed, and it's boring. It's just really boring. So I don't spend a lot of time on that. I let Lou Dobbs do that, or whoever else is in the business side. I don't care about it much, John. I gotta really tell you, I just don't care about it. If it starts to hurt the country, then I'll care about it.
All right, we'll see what happens with that bill, and I'll leave it aside since you're not interested in that topic. But I would imagine you are interested in what the DOJ is doing in California. Jeff Sessions out there yesterday taking on California for their sanctuary city policy is very controversial. But of course, Governor Jerry Brown out there said this: I do think this is pure red meat for the base, and I would assume. This is Jerry Brown saying this, pure speculation, that Jeff thinks Donald will be happier with him, and I bet Donald will be tweeting with joy after this stunt. You really think this is the best way for Jeff Sessions to get back in President Trump's good graces?
Well, I don't think it's about that, number one. I think that's a straw man. I think that President Trump and the Attorney General agree on this issue, that you can't have a state defying federal immigration law. I would have taken it a step further, and today the president hinted that that might happen. I would have arrested the mayor of Oakland, all right, Libby Scharf, for obstruction of justice. So if I were the Attorney General, I would have gone to Sacramento. I would have said, look, we're not going to tolerate it. We're suing the state. We're going to win, and they will win. The federal government will win. There's no doubt in my mind, all right? And Jerry Brown knows that, by the way. He knows it. So he's just posturing, he's deflecting, he's playing to his crew. He's not up for re-election anymore. But certainly Jerry Brown is never going to tell the truth about it. He knows that California is acting illegally, and Scharf obstructed justice, putting federal agents in danger, and there's her own people in danger. We got violent felons who should not be in this country running around, and what are they going to do? They're going to commit more felonies, Mayor. And you gave him an escape route. I care about that story.
This is going to really cut.
Go ahead.
I know you do, and this is going to be critical because whatever happens with this legal case is going to set the precedent for others to follow, where these sanctuary cities are cropping up all over the place. Another topic I want to discuss with you is the prospect of the second special counsel. Trey Gowdy and Bob Goodlatte, the chairmen of the House Oversight and Judicial Committees, respectively, have said they want to look at this now, a second special counsel to review the FISA process. Is that necessary?
Yes. And we called for it on BillO'Reilly.com months ago. Absolutely necessary. Because there's no other way to get the FISA judge who signed that warrant to surveil Carter Page, therefore surveilling the Trump campaign, to say what he knows. Journalists can't do it. Congress can't do it. It's national security. Nobody can do it except a special counsel. Now, does Attorney General Sessions really want to appoint another special counsel? No, he doesn't. Why? Because it's the Justice Department that's going to be investigated. It's his own people, right? The FBI and the Justice Department, which is going to destroy morale because people will go down. But is it necessary for the American people? Absolutely, it's necessary.
And why do you think it took so long to get them to make this decision? You were calling for it months ago, as you said.
Well, they're not as smart as I am, John, and you know that. And politicians, which is what Jeff Sessions is, he's a politician. maybe the attorney general, the politician. They don't want to get into this kind of stuff because once you do, you're going to be attacked. All right. Now, the left doesn't want any of this because it's going to open up the Hillary Clinton campaign. That's who paid for the dossier. It's going to open up Barack Obama.
Right.
It's going to open up Barack Obama. What did he know? What did he order? All of that, a special counsel is going to look at. Barack Obama is going to be called in. So that, the left doesn't want any of that, and they're going to try to attack anybody who does it. But as I said, we don't get to the bottom of this, it could happen again. So it's a good thing.
And it probably will happen again. It probably will happen again if we don't get to the bottom of it. Two more topics to discuss real quick as we wrap up here. First, Florida passing new gun legislation against the wishes of the NRA. It's supposed to land on Governor Rick Scott's desk any day now, and he's expected to sign it. Do you think this is a one-off situation in Florida, or do you expect more states to follow suit?
I think that more states will raise the age of 21 to buy a firearm. All right, that's the big breakthrough in Florida, and that we absolutely recommended that here on BillO'Reilly.com. Background checks, pretty much everybody agrees that they're necessary and they should be very well organized, so we keep guns out of the hands of maniacs.
What about this waiting period?
The waiting period, it's all right. I mean, I don't have a beef with that. So I think Florida
You and I don't have a beef with that, but the NRA does.
Well, I don't make my policy based on the National Rifle Association. I respect the fact that they're there, and I came down hard on the companies that were trying to punish NRA members. That's anti-democratic. But I'm not making policy on a lobbying group. I want what's best for the people. What's best for the people is to keep track of AR-15s. Keep track of who has them. Not ban them, but keep track of them so to keep them out of the hands of maniacs. So I think Florida's doing the right thing. Florida, very pro-gun place, very pro-gun. And if it can happen in Florida, it can happen anywhere.